Hello, sellers. It's Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in. Come on in. We are going to be talking about what works, what really works, what works for using promotions on eBay. And I selected this topic today, so come on in and get settled because I have been looking at some stuff and I'm going, where are they getting their information? It's like, oh my goodness, there is just a lot of interesting, shall we say, a lot of interesting thought on this one. And I just want to sort of set the record straight. And you know me, I always cite my sources for my information. So come on in, we're going to talk about this. And honestly, it's because there are so many promotional things you can do on eBay. And it does get a little overwhelming. And eBay does like to use the word promotions on everything if you haven't noticed. And we're going to talk about it and what works. A lot of the tips I'm going to give, I'm going to be honest with you, are going to be for eBay stores. But for my wonderful sellers that don't have a store, I do have a great tip for you. So hang in there. And the reason I'm talking about promotions and I'm talking about sales right now, and I'm going to date this, this is November of 2023, is because Cyber 5, Black Friday weekend's coming up, and the holidays. And this is a big time, if you haven't noticed by now, for sale events. And you got to really look at, is this something that's really viable for you as an eBay seller? Bottom line, my tips, my advice to you is always about you making money, putting money in your pocket, money in your bank account, because that's what this is all about, is that I want you to sell, but in a way that you're making a profit, that you keep an eye on your bottom line. We love eBay. We love our customers. And some of you might be you're decluttering. So you're like, Kathy, really, this is personal possessions and I just want to get this stuff sold. Good for you. So you're going to love my tips. But for many of us, whether you're a part-time seller or a full-time seller, I consider you a business seller, just for you to know. So being a business seller is not a dollar amount. It's not like, oh, I have to make 50,000 a year or 60,000 a year or 40,000 a year or be a six-figure seller or $1 million seller. To be a business seller. Business seller means your mindset, that you're running it like a business. You're having fun. You love your customers. You love sourcing. You love shopping, but you're running it like a business. You're watching your profits. You're watching your expenses. And it's particularly important to watch it when you start to do things like promotions and sales, because it is cutting into your profit. And you got to keep an eye on that so you know that you're staying profitable, because if you're doing this as a business, whether it's part-time or full-time, you're doing it in order to pay for things for yourself and for your family and for your loved ones. It might be for a kitchen renovation. It might be this is how you're paying for your holidays. It could be a family vacation. It could be this goes towards family bills. It goes towards your mortgage or your car payments. So keeping your eBay profitable is important. Or you're growing and scaling. You've been making maybe 50 a week or 100 a week, and you're looking to increase that to 200, 300, 1,000, 2,000. So watching your profit margin, which is how much you make after all the fees, and that's eBay fees, what you are discounting. We're not talking promoted listings now. We're talking about running sales and using coupons, and I'm going to get into it with you. Is you've really got to keep an eye on your margins, which is your profit after everything's paid. Okay. So first of all, thank you for following me on my business page. I love to be selling. If you're watching me on my YouTube channel, Kathy Terrell, I love to be selling. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now have over 8,000 subscribers. So if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you. And please hit subscribe. I would love that. And if you're downloading my podcast, thank you. And if you're watching on Apple, if you'd leave me a wonderful review, I would certainly appreciate it. So just thank you for wherever you listen to me. It is very much appreciated. So eBay has an array of promotional tools. And where you're going to find them is they are offered to store sellers. Now, you can certainly promote using social media, whether you have a store or not, okay? And the social share tool is now available, as far as I know, to all sellers. If you're listening to me outside the US, sometimes things are a little different. But the social share tool, I believe, is now available to everybody. You'll let me know if that's wrong, but as far as I know, it has rolled out to everyone. But we're going to talk about Promotions Manager. Promotions Manager is exclusive to eBay store sellers. So going into the holidays, if you are ramping up your eBay, if you are selling a lot of items, more than you typically sell, you might want to look at doing a store subscription. And just to let you know, you can do it by the month. You do not need to opt into the yearly at any point. You can stay monthly. Now, you save with a yearly subscription, but particularly when you're trying something out, I encourage you to do the monthly, because there is no penalty then if you stop. If you do opt into the yearly subscription and you stop, there are penalties. So with a store subscription, you get a wonderful tool called Promotions Manager. Okay. It's under marketing in your Seller Hub. And when you click the marketing tab, you will see promotions. And then when you click promotions, you're going to see the different promotions that you can create. And it's under creative promotion, which is a blue pill in the upper right-hand side when you're in promotions. You can create an order discount, a shipping discount. You can do volume pricing. You can do a coupon, and you can do what's called a sale event markdown. It used to be called Markdown Manager. If you've been selling on eBay for a while, you might recognize that term. And what I'm going to be addressing today is doing a sale event markdown or doing a coupon. Now, you're going to have people that love sale events and other people love coupons. Truthfully, they're exactly the same. It's just the way they look on the listing is a little different. So with a sale event markdown, it's very much like being in a retail store, okay? And if you don't know, my background is very heavy retail. So I know a lot about sales, but you know a lot about sales, because when you're out and in stores, just about every store, particularly during the holiday season, is running a sale. A sale gives slash pricing. So you'll see the sign, you'll see the slash, it was $100, now it's $44, whatever it is. You'll see the discount. It's 40% off, it's 20% off, it's 50% off. And typically, and this is what caught my attention, you see very heavy discounts during the holidays from the big retailers. I saw one, I believe it was Anthropologie, was offering 40% off their clearance. I was like, oh my goodness. I said, somebody's really working hard on moving older inventory. But typically during the holidays, particularly Black Friday weekend, you see some really heavy discounts. It's not 5% off or 10 or 15 or 20. It's 40, it's 30, it's 35, it's 50. It's a lot with the slash pricing. So then as an eBay seller, what you need to do is you take a look at your inventory. And this is my advice to you. And I say this to my members in Love to Be Selling Insider. Look at the items. First of all, this is a great time to move your older inventory. Do you have inventory that you would practically pay somebody to take off your hands? You're like, please, please take this, right? Take this. And look at that. And you might run a 40% off or a 50% off on that. And you might take a bit of a hit on it. Okay. So you might be basically just getting your money back, like, whew. Or you might be losing a bit, but it's been sitting there for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever the time is. Okay. So you're like, you know what? I paid 20 with this sale that I'm going to be running. After paying eBay and shipping and everything, I'm only going to make maybe 15 or 18. I'll actually lose $2 on the item or $3 or $4, but I'll have cash in fist. I will have that $18, that $20, that $40. I will have it back that I can then use for family expenses, personal expenses, or buy more inventory. So always think about it on that. If it's something that has been sitting there forever, you're like, please, please, somebody buy this. That kind of thing can be great for that 40% off, 45% off, 50% off. Okay. Because again, you're getting the cash in fist. Then look at other things. You might have some lovely seasonal items. Again, we're going into Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa season. You might have great holiday decorations. You might have great home decor decorations for the holiday. You might have outdoor wonderful decorations. You might have some great pet items. You might have things with really great keywords, okay? Big brands. You might have some Disney, you might have some Nike or Under Armour or an anthropology brand. So you know it's a very searchable keyword. It is a popular item. You got it at such a great price, you could afford to maybe do a 25% off or a 30% off because that's such a big search term and the discount's going to be right on your listing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on eBay and just start searching and searching in some broad categories, something like Michael Kors handbag, Nike sneaker, and take a look at it because you'll see discounts on it. You'll see slash pricing. When you see slash pricing, it's because they're running a sale. Okay. And notice how it grabs your attention. And that's what you're after, eBay store owner. You're after that slash on the price because it gets them to stop on your item, click it, look at it, and they're in your store. You now have a shopper in your store. And let's say it's puzzles, right? You've got some puzzles that are maybe 30% off. When you do a sale or a coupon, and let's say I'm selling 30 puzzles and I put 10 of them on sale. When they land on the one that's on sale, there'll be a banner across the top and it'll say save 20 or 30. Click to see the other things that are in the event. I'm paraphrasing. And that one item that might have really great searchable keywords, be a very popular item, is now getting you attention because now they are perhaps going to click. I know I do when I'm shopping on eBay. I then click to see what else is on sale, right? And that's the point of the sale. I worked at Macy's for years, okay? Also Crate and Barrel, but I'm particularly thinking Macy's Herald Square. And if you don't know, when you're watching the Thanksgiving Day parade, that is Macy's Herald Square. At the very end, when they stop, they're dancing and everything in front of Macy's Herald Square. Macy's Herald Square is very, very, very astute at running sales and marketing. And I would watch them. So for instance, like glassware, they would put a big brand on sale or they put a particular style on sale. Why? It gets the foot traffic into the department. And many times they come in for the sale, they come in for that item and they don't even buy it. They buy something else. The sale gets them to your items. And coupons do the same thing. And then people will say to me, well, Kathy, should I do a coupon? And there's two kinds, by the way, on coupons. You do a public coupon, which shows on your listing. So very much like the slash pricing. Again, search on eBay, popular things. Cell phone accessories is a good one. There's always discounts and coupons on that. But you can look at sneakers, you can look at electronics, and you're looking to look at the different styles of sales and promotions people do on their listings, okay? Is the coupon will show right on the listing, save 20% off with code, save November, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So look at that. And then people will say to me, well, should I use a coupon or should I run a sale? Because they're accomplishing the same thing. They're giving the buyer a discount, okay? This is where you need to test. And I have some people that swear by coupons. I'm trying to think. I had a friend, what on earth did they sell? It was men's accessories. And they did really well with coupons. I mean, really well. Coupons really work for them. And then I was just listening to another seller who does a lot of ephemera and who tested coupons, and coupons did not work for them at all. The sale event worked for them, okay? So this is why when you're listening to people and somebody will say, oh, coupons work really great, or sale events work really great, is my first question to them always is, what was your percentage? Okay, that's very important to know. Because for one person, and I'm going to be full disclosure, this was a test I ran, oh gosh, maybe a couple of years ago. And I ran a test on, it was the same category. So I did one sale. I ran it a couple of times at 20% off. And I think it was women's tops, if I remember correctly. And then I waited a week or two, and then I did 25% off. And when you're testing, you do need to run, like if you're running a Thursday through a Wednesday or a week-long sale or a 2-week sale, you need to do it exactly the same, okay? And what I found was that I got just as many sales with 20% off as I did with 25% off, which honestly surprised me. So you know what? I don't do 25% off sales. I do 20% off sales. Now, doing that, if all of a sudden your sales get a little sluggy, like if you're doing all these great sales in November and it's not coming in at the level that you think it should, then go and up it. You go from the 20 to the 25, or you're doing 30, you try the 35. Okay. But what I found was there was no difference for me, and this was women's clothing tops, between 20 and 25. So I stuck to 20. It's like, why give away more than I need to? So do it for that. But definitely for that 40% off, even if you only have 5 items on 40 off or 10 items on 40 off. The thing is, it gets traffic to your listings, to your store, because then they're in. They'll browse the other things that are in the sale or in the coupon, but then they're going to go and look at your categories and look at your other items. The whole point is to get them into your store, so then they'll look at the other items, right? Think like Macy's, think like Nordstrom's, think like Target, Walmart. The sale gets them in the door. And then you've got that other wonderful array of things to show off. And for you, test whether it's 20, 25, do you have to do 40? Maybe you do have some things like I suggested that have been around for a while, so you can afford to do 40. With coupons, there's public that shows right on the listing. There's also private. And private are the kind you can share on social media. You could put it on a packing slip when you're sending things out. eBay gives you the ability to send coupons to people after they shop with you. And those are considered private. Private means it's not on your listing. You're giving them the code. And a quick tip on coupons before I share something else for my non-store sellers is, store sellers, use your store name in your coupon. So, save Kathy, Kathy save, your boutique is, Sheila's closet is, Sheila save. So use your store name in your coupon. Why not? A little extra publicity for you in your coupon. But look at the promotions, particularly right now at the holidays. And people are looking for deep discounts. So do as much as you can, but look at what your final value fees are going to be. If you have it in promoted listings, consider the fact that they can come through promoted listings to your sale. Factor it all in. So there's no rude awakening when your item sells, because you want to watch your profit. And when people share, oh, this really works really well for me, or this doesn't really work really well for me, or I never do that, is, did you try it? How long did you try? Some people, oh, I tried. I did coupons. It didn't work. Well, did you try? Yes. Okay. What did you do? I did a coupon for 10% off for 4 days once. It's like, okay, that's good that you did it once. Maybe you'd want to try it again. Maybe you want to try it several times and try different percentages. Like, this with eBay is it's testing, and you find what works for you. And then somebody else says, this is working great for me. Great. What category are you in? Are they in home decor? Is it clothing? And if they say something like, I'm a soup to nuts seller, because a lot of people are, well, was that coupon or sale event, was it for the whole store? And some people do that. My friend Elijah, who sells bicycles, very high-end bicycles, he does a store-wide sale. He does a sale event. And the reason he does it store-wide is because he's a niche seller. He sells bikes and bicycle parts. When he does the sale, he only does it on the bikes. He doesn't do it on the accessories. Okay, so he'll do it store-wide, but just on that category. So excuse me if I was a little confusing on that. So he excludes like his lower end stuff. So he only does it for things that are like over 100, but he does it store wide. So it's everything over 100. And he runs it for a month, because what he shared with me was, because with some of the bikes, they are expensive. It gives people time to think about it. Another seller, a very large store wide sale like that for your higher end items may not work for an entire month. You need a shorter window, 5 days, 6 days, because of the fact that you want them to make up their mind and jump in, because it is such a short-term sale. Macy's was always known for its one-day sales, which were really 2-day sales. So they were one day on Wednesday, but they always started them a day early on Tuesday. So they ended up being a Tuesday, Wednesday, one-day sale. Figure that one out. But because it gave the urgency. And the truth was, if you did go in on the Thursday, no, they would not give you the sale price. You had to get it on that Tuesday or on that Wednesday. So the short-term sales can work for urgency, But then what Elijah had discovered was because on the higher ticket items, people need a little more time to think about it. For him, he gives, if I remember correctly, it was 20% off, but it was for an entire month because he had found out that worked for him. I've got seasonal tips for you all this month. They're very, very special. They are called November Nuggets, and they are free. You do need to sign up for them on my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and you're going to sign up for November Nuggets. And what they are is every week in the month of November, I'm going to put out a really good seasonal selling tip and one that I haven't shared publicly before to help people really zero in on what works on eBay to sell and get results during this busy holiday season. And there's a lot of challenges this holiday season, so my nuggets are going to address that. So hop over to my website, I Love to Be Selling, and grab my November nuggets, okay? So eBay sellers, test the sale events, test the coupons. My non-store sellers, what can really work well for you, because I promised a tip for you, is bundling. So, and again, you could do it as a short-term thing, almost like a sale, like the Macy's thing, which is to look at your items because you can't get the slash pricing and you can't get the coupons without a store. And do consider getting a store for a month or two for the holidays. But you could bundle. So let's say you have kids' clothing, and let's say you have some cute tops, and they're all the same size. So perhaps for you to get people to your listings is take a couple of the tops and put them together. Same thing with books, with puzzles, which I mentioned before, is do puzzles and do 2 or 3 together and offer people a great deal. And then it's only going to be up there perhaps just for the week or the 2 weeks. Or you might do it as an auction and have it end during that Black Friday weekend. So they're going to get a great buy. So look at doing bundles, look at doing an auction that ends during Black Friday weekend because people are in a rush and they want things right away without a store, and see how that works for you and let me know. Okay? Thank you, everybody. I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling.